It began well. NI21 promised the politics of change.
So NI21, what are they about then?
Well, Declan at work.
Declan someone?
Declan someone. He says they're the political future. But your man off the telly, Alexis Kane, he says they're useless.
Sharing horizons that are new to us. Watching the signs along the way. Talking it over, just the two of us. Working together day to day. Together.
Now they're together no more. A fallout so spectacular, not even John McAllister and Basil McCrae's former party, the Ulster Unionists, ever matched it. So how did it happen? Even early on there were differences over how NI21 would operate. John McAllister says he saw it as a political party, Basil McCrae as a loose movement with less structure. But the wheels came off when this former NI21 employee, Ashley Murray, made allegations of sexually inappropriate behaviour against Basil McCrae, allegations he denies, and John McAllister instigated an investigation, bringing in a mediation organisation, Care Call. That investigation has now been halted by NI21's new executive. In a statement, Ashley Murray says she's extremely disappointed about how her complaint was handled by Care Call and the party executive. She and other complainants have now received their statements back from the company and are in the process of submitting them to the Assembly's Commissioner for Standards, Douglas Bain. She says that due to their nature and gravity, she's confident that this is the correct route to follow. And it's for Mr Bain to decide, she says, if Mr McCrae has committed a breach of the members' code of conduct, and if so, what sanctions are appropriate. So how is all of this going down with those who still believe in the NI21 dream, like the only candidate to get elected under the party name at the recent council elections?
I will always be a member of NI21. I stood for election with NI21. I put myself out in public on the ideals of NI21, and I believe in the dream of NI21. So there's no other place for me. There was no other place for me before the election. I can't see why that has changed since then.
But does the party have a future?
Of course. There's a band of people that are working at the core of the party to build it up. We're going to, I'm not going to lie to you and say that there hasn't been some serious issues over the past month, but there's a core of people working hard to build this party up to what we think it should be.
Others, however, have given up, like this council candidate who was part of the Queen's University NI21 executive, which recently folded.
We became disgruntled with the ongoings within the party and thought it was unacceptable for a political party to be acting in such ways, and so we thought it was best to leave.
And you have left NI21?
I have indeed, as well as stepping down from the Queen's Committee.
But the experience hasn't put Ben Matthews off politics.
The ideas behind NI21 were just right, they were spot on. It's a pity about the vehicle.
Are you going to remain in politics?
I really hope so.
And how are you going to do that?
Who knows, maybe it'll be through joining another political party, maybe it'll be through making comments from the side.
For Johnny McCarthy, the dream lives on.
I don't know if you can damage a dream. I mean, there's so many people surrounded by this idea of a better Northern Ireland, of a strong Northern Irish state that can move forward into the future. Whatever person, whatever brand is behind that, doesn't really matter. That dream is still there.
However, NI21 haven't just lost an MLA. John McAllister's going means it also says goodbye to almost £30,000 in Assembly funding.
One thing that's really remarkable about NI21 is, for a party that's only been around for about a year now, it's had a remarkable impact for all the wrong reasons. If you take a look at what's happened recently over the last 2 to 3 months, they've managed to tarnish their brand, they've managed to tarnish pretty much any prospect they have of coming back, so that is a remarkable feat for a party that's just a year in existence.
As for Basil McCrae, he says he's considering legal action, but against whom is unclear. We asked him for an interview, but he declined, saying he had a story to tell, but now was not the time. As for John McAllister, is he the man who put principle before a promising political career?
I'm pleased that you think I had a promising political career. I think you usually kept every election I was ever in.
Didn't you?
Yes, you kept telling me, "Oh, it's not looking good."
Didn't you have a promising political career?
Well, if I could certainly live with that comment. If people go, he put principle before his career, I don't think it's a particularly bad thing to have said about you.
For now, the party goes on, but with vastly reduced expectations.
But it is our intention at some stage to form the government of Northern Ireland.
So you're actually saying that it could be one day Basil McCrae First Minister?
Well, I would like to see it.
He's probably rethought that by now, but until Basil McCrae decides to speak for himself, we can only guess.